Another moment and the engine came on the viaduct. Menheniot started up with a half-articulate exclamation. "What in God's name—" he began. He opened the carriage door, seemed as if he were going to clamber out, to try and make his way along the footboard to a distant carriage, outside which a girl was standing, holding on to the brass handrail at the side of the door. She had that instant stepped out, or been thrust out. Menheniot knew not which. He had seen nothing till he saw her standing there, a slender figure in a light-coloured gown, thin draperies fluttering in the wind. Standing there, hanging between life and death, a creature to be rescued somehow, were it at the hazard of a man's life. Before he could put himself in peril, the chance of rescue was over. A wild shriek ran through the wood. A fluttering form went whirling down the ravine, flashing white athwart the sunlit greenery, and lay half buried amidst a tangle of ferns and wild-flowers at the bottom of the gorge. 20 or 30 heads were thrust out of the windows. The train, which to Dr. Menheniot's eye just now had seemed almost empty, was now alive with people. The engine slackened speed, and stopped at about 100 yards from the scene of the catastrophe. A dozen men of different ages and qualities leaped out of the train and clambered down the embankment. Among others, Julian Wyllard, the lord of the manor of Penmorval, a man of middle age, soberly attired, a tall, stately figure, a man of mark in this part of the country, before whom all gave way, except little Dr. Menheniot, who hurried on ahead, intent upon affording professional help, if such help could avail. Julian Wyllard had been an athlete in his boyhood and youth. He walked down the steep, rugged hillside more easily than many men walk down Regent Street. At the bottom of the embankment every one fell back involuntarily, as it were, and allowed Mr. Wyllard to head the procession. They went as fast as it was possible to go over that broken ground, trampling down the ferns and flowers, the tiny scarlet strawberries and crimson and orange fungi as they went, every lip breathless, every eye strained towards that one spot in the hollow yonder where the doctor was hastening. "No use, I fear," said Mr. Wyllard, as if answering the common thought. "The poor creature must be quite dead." "What in mercy's name made her do it?" speculated a burly farmer. "Was she frighted, do you think, by some ruffian in the train, or did she want to make away with herself?" The little cluster of passengers looked at one another curiously, as if seeking among those rustic countenances for the face of a scoundrel capable of assailing unprotected innocence. But if guilt were present in that assembly, there was no outward indication of the diabolical element. Almost every one there was known to the rest: small farmers, a squire or two, the elderly lawyer from Camelford, the curate of Wadebridge, a magistrate of Bodmin, a corn-chandler and respectable inhabitant of the same town. Assuredly not among these would one look for that debased and savage humanity which is viler in its instincts than the wild beasts of the jungle. There might be other passengers lurking in the train, among those loquacious women up yonder, who were all putting their heads out of windows, straining their necks to get their share in the pity and the terror of the tragedy down below. Mr. Wyllard and his companions found little Dr. Menheniot on his knees beside the piteous figure lying in a heap, like a limp rag, among ferns and ground ivy. He had lifted the poor bruised head upon his arm, and he was looking down at the dead face, the open eyes gazing in the set stare of a great horror. Horror at the wretch who flung her down, or at that awful gulf of death self-sought? Who could tell? Those blood-bedabbled lips were mute for evermore, unless the dead could be conjured into speech. "Is she quite gone?" asked Julian Wyllard, his compassionate countenance calm amidst the agitation of the little crowd. That spectacle of sudden violent death was no new thing to his eyes. He had lived in Paris during the siege, and the Commune, had seen the corpses laid out in